Hey guys, welcome back to Legos Island. In fact, the start of Legos Island Christmas 2025 Advent Calendar series. Today, it is Monday, December 1st, 2025. And yeah, today, we have a few updates. First things first, the last time I accessed the world was 12/1/25 at 11:42 p.m. This update took 7 hours to work on. Let's hop right in. Before we jump into the snow update and advent calendar, we have the final item in the Astro party to collect. That being the Neptune banner. Now, this can get removed. Later, at least. It's almost midnight. Let's see who we get today. Hi and River. Hey, Basov, you might want to take back saying that it only took 7 hours to make this update. It actually took 13. Yes, I'm serious. Anyway, the reason we didn't grab the dogs immediately is actually because they are actually back in the pet cemetery after 9 months of being in the dog park. They are back in here for the winter because the entire dog park is covered in snow, making it all super cold there. So we put them back in the pet cemetery. Just, of course, so they all don't freeze. Anyway, same can apply obviously up here to the rest of the dogs up here as well. Super, super cool. But here's the thing. The dogs we are looking for today are not in either of these two rooms. They're actually down here in the basement. Specifically right here and right here specifically. We even have dog beds now for Cody and Lucy, which is super cool. And yeah, either way, they all look super cool in here. And yeah, that's all I need to show you here. Now let's jump into the main update of the day, being of course the snow update. This obviously means that you can see the island is all covered in snow once more, which, as you can see, expands across the entire island itself. It is all covered in snow, as you can see. Even the wilderness back there got covered as well, which actually has not been seen since 2022. Now, there are some reused elements from the previous snow update in December 2024. This mainly includes the balcony being white, the fences in the other side of the island, campsite, and dog park respectively, alongside the dock and the resort being white once again, including the little boardwalk in the Pirate and Bullseye Park. Oh, and the stairs in the port. Outside of that, that is all the reused elements from 2024. The rest of it is all new for 2025. So let me show you what's different. The main difference for this snow update mainly is the water being frozen. This applies at the Pirate and Bullseye Park, the Lazy River, the water park, the other side of the island, the campsite, dog park, and the Buffalo House backyard. Other things that are different in this snow update include the fact that the trees are now gray, referencing the fact that the leaves have died because of the snow on top of all the trees. Well, obviously not all the trees, but a good handful of them. The main majority of them being in the wilderness, as you can see, which is why we're going to tour this here first. As you can see, this is obviously where a majority of the trees are, which is super cool because, well, first of all, this wilderness is literally full of trees, so that makes too much sense. But yeah, overall, oh yeah, the river's frozen too. Although I think that was in 2022 as well, so I don't think that's technically new. What is new, though, is the fact that the holes here are been changed from lava to powdered snow. And here is your proof. There you go. But back to the trees. As you can see, they are all gray right over here, referencing the fact that the leaves have died because of all the snow all over the place. That is super cool, and I will not lie, that is a very ingenious idea. And yeah, overall, that is basically it for the entire wilderness. Oh, I forgot to mention, the shoreline water here has also been frozen. I probably should have showcased that when showcasing all the frozen rooms. But that's not all for the gray trees. As you can see, the tree that's been here in the port all these years finally is updated for something. which is super cool. As you can see, it's all gray right here. And in fact, this is not the only other tree that's been updated. Heading back to the other side of the island, we can actually see a majority of the trees here have been changed to gray, for the exact same reasons that I mentioned earlier. So, as you can see, they all look really cool, personally. And that's not all. We even got some over here, too. So, that's pretty cool, right? Yep, all the trees are dead here, except for the ones over there. But that's besides the point. Either way, this is how they look. And overall, I love the way these look. And I think that's all of them. Wait, sorry, we are not done with the trees. We still got the one in the resort over here. Super cool. Alongside the ones over here in the Buffalo House backyard, which are all super cool. Seriously, they all look great. And overall, yeah, the trees here do look pretty cool. And guess what? We're still not done. We even got some trees over here as well that also received this treatment, which is honestly super awesome. And guess what? We're still not done. We even still have one last tree over here that also received this treatment. By the way, this has also been updated to reflect having 3 windows. As I realized during the New York trip 2025, this side of the house actually had 3 windows. So I had to update it a bit just to add that in. But overall, it basically looks exactly the same. Wait, that's more like it. The last thing regarding the gray bushes is the little bushes right here that you see at the front of the Buffalo House, alongside the ones that you see over here, and lastly but not least, the ones you see over here. Also, it's really cool to see the animal zoo all covered in snow, considering it was here while it was all grass throughout the year. So it's really cool seeing it in a different color. On the ground, at least. Oh, and the end rods have been changed to soul chargers so the snow doesn't melt. And one last thing before we get to the advent calendar door locations, the recreated Thousand Islands has been updated to be all covered in snow. This hasn't been seen since 2023, but now it's back, but fully more covered in snow. You can thank my friend James for actually deciding to cover the entirety of this in snow, even if he went a little more insane with it up here. The same can also apply over here, with also the bushes being gray over here as well. I'm surprised that pool didn't get frozen like everything else. And lastly but not least, the castle itself also received a snow treatment, including the inside as well. Now let's jump into the advent calendar locations. For starters, we'll actually collect the item here. December 1st is the red present banner, and I clearly don't care if they break. It's happened way too many times at this point. Let's place it right here, and that is how the item looks. You might actually notice, though, that the advent calendar actually looks very similar to the actual item itself. And actually, by heading down here, our second advent calendar door actually is very similar to it, except the colors are different. Anyway, that's it for here. You might actually be surprised with this next one, but guess what? It's actually located down here in the Cave of Adventures, finally giving this place a little more attention. As you can see, it is a green advent calendar door. And by the way, similar to the 2024 advent calendar, all the advent calendar doors reference what's inside the door. Because honestly, I'm going to be honest, I thought that was way too clever the previous year. So I thought, let's do it again. To clarify, this is one of many places that has never had an advent calendar door in here before. Day 4 is located right over here at the port, but it's in a different spot compared to previous years. It used to be down here in the middle where these dogs are, and sometimes it would even be over here in this spot, but now it is over here specifically, and as you can see, this is how it looks. Anyway, let's move on. Day 5 is located right over here in the medieval park. As you can see, this is how it looks. And I'm going to be honest, I think it's pretty obvious what the item in here is going to be, considering we are in the medieval park. Day 6 is specifically located over here in the Pirate and Bullseye Park. Over here, to be specific. Normally, in previous years, it would be located right here. But I decided to change things up for once and actually put it over here just to change things up for once. Speaking of changing things up, day 7 is actually located down here at the Lazy River, which technically is now turned into the Icy River. Right here specifically is day number 7, another place that previously did not have an advent calendar door in previous years. Now actually, you might have just realized this advent calendar door alongside our next advent calendar door, day 8, actually share very similar advent calendar door designs to both the 2018 and 2019 advent calendars. This being from 2019's advent calendar, and then the one in the Lazy River being from 2018's advent calendar, as a reference to what's inside. And you'll know what we mean when we eventually get to these items. Day 9 is specifically located over here at the other side of the island, right here specifically next to this garden. And once again, it is a similar advent calendar door to the last. So days 6 through 9 use elements from 2018 and 2019's advent calendar. In terms of the door design, that is. The item inside for all 4 of these are completely new. I do not know what just happened there. Anyway, day 10 is located here at the recreated Thousand Islands. It is the first time in 2 years, since 2023, since an advent calendar door has been located here, and it's in the exact same spot as it was 2 years ago. The difference is that it's actually day 10 and not day 11 like back then, so it's just 1 day short of it being the original that it was here 2 years ago. Our next door is day number 11, right here in the wilderness. As you can see, it's right by the river. Pretty cool. And actually, here's the thing. Day 11 at the wilderness. Day 12 at the shoreline, which is another advent calendar door that hasn't been seen before. Day 13 at the pathway to the campsite, which has also never been seen before. Day 14 at the campsite. Day 15 at the campsite. And day 16 at the Buffalo House backyard are all reindeer themed. Fun fact. The wilderness, shoreline, pathway to the campsite, dog park, and Buffalo House backyard will all be sharing the main theme of LEGO's Island Christmas 2025, the event. If the theme wasn't already obvious by all 6 of those advent calendar doors. So those 6 areas will be the main themes of the event, or at least where the main theme of the event will be showcased at, with the other half of the island just all being completely random decoration. Day 17 is located at the tallest mountain. Day 18 is located at the resort. Day 19 is located at the blacksmith shop. Day 20 is located at the lodge. Day 21 is located at the end of the maze, which is another place that we've never had an advent calendar door before as well. Day 22 is located at the Too Small Mountain. Day 23 is located at the Pet Cemetery Mountain. Day 24, aka Christmas Eve, is located here at the village. And lastly but not least, day 25 is, of course, located on the hotel rooftop as usual, which is obviously the Christmas door. Man, what an episode today. That was definitely something. That was a lot of updates. But thankfully, the next update on Saturday, December 6th, will feature less updates. But they'll all still be worth it in a way. With all that said, I will see you all in the next episode of the LEGO's Island Christmas series, where we will be heading down to the event room for day 2 of the advent calendar. Well, I will see you all then for that. Until then, goodbye.